I think we're live on the interwebs, mate. So
No.
welcome everybody. I'm going to give it a second because we didn't even have a whole screen tonight. We've gone off piste. Is that the word?
It is, yeah. There's two, I think.
And I will hold my hands up. It's all on me. Damien's been sat there for 3 hours painting, waiting for
Sitting
me.
here calmly painting. I'm having a great time.
It's all on me. I've had one. It's just been one of them days. So I hope everyone's all right. We've got lots to talk about tonight, which is cool. A lot of manic midweek stream. So yeah, let's just wait and see if everyone can let me know that you can. Oh, old school Chris is letting us know he can hear us. I'm assuming you can see us as well. Apologies from me before we say hello properly, because I will be eating. So anyone who's not into that kind of content, I do apologise.
I'm not into that kind of content.
I've not even had my dinner this evening. So, but it was one of those, do a bit of massive letdown and go, oh, it's been one of them days, Damien. I've not eaten. Should we do it another day? Or I thought, no, because God, do I need this?
I think it's the pizza or the stream.
Both, mate. Both.
I think it's incredibly rare that we actually cancel them. I'm sure there might be a statistician. I feel like a Larry Miller or someone might have a list of this, but I don't think I don't think many have been cancelled. On the day. Given that we are on the magnificent total of episode 79, it's quite rare that we actually do pull out. I think so.
Yeah,
we do our best.
That's why we're in trouble we're in. That's why we have to. That's why we have to beg for free time.
Absolutely, we'd have a lot more time to stream if we had, wouldn't we? But
apologies for the smut.
Indeed, early smut as well. Welcome to Battle Streams in Middle Earth. What are we doing? What are we doing here, Steve, on a Wednesday? What's going on?
I mean, yeah, it's Wednesday. We're just doing it, aren't we? We're doing it. We had to squeeze one in. I mean, the innuendos could be forever, but we won't go there. Yeah, because it's such a manic schedule, and has been a manic schedule. We try our damnedest, as we've said before, not to skip these streams. We know you guys enjoy them. We need them in our lives. So we try and not skip. So every now and again there will be a rogue one, and it just so happens that it's today.
Today's a big day.
Today, mate.
But yeah, I think it was 4 weekends back to back that me and Steve couldn't do it for some reason. Like whether it's a holiday or a work thing or a kids party or something. 4 weekends in a row, which I don't think we've ever had before, even over Christmas. No. And so that would mean missing 4 weeks means that's 5 weeks between streams, which we don't want to go that long for one thing, but also we have patrons who people pay money and so on and so forth, and that didn't feel right. So we managed to squeeze one in. We do, in good news, we could jump straight to the end. We do have the date for the next stream.
We do.
Which is back to normal. It's Friday. Is it Friday the 31st? I want to say.
Friday the 31st, yeah.
Friday the 31st is the next battle stream. So we normal service will be resumed in 2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. Hopefully that comes as good news to people. But yes, we are here on a Wednesday. We might have been on a Wednesday before. I think we've done a couple of midweek ones over the years, but it's certainly unusual. So thank you to the 52 of you who are already joining us. We understand it might be a bit of more of a commitment for you in the middle of the week. Yeah. But we do appreciate you being here and hope you can stick with us. We've got tons of fun stuff. But if you are new here, this is of course Battle Streams in Middle Earth, which is our fortnightly series.
I've read it before you start. I've read it, but I read it
before you start.
I read it in the house, and it's in the house, so I don't need it. I don't need it right now.
Because you read it. Nah, I don't know.
Yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good
spoilers, huge spoilers.
Yeah.
This is our fortnightly stream where we look Battle Streams Middle Earth, where we all hang out and paint together, and we look through an issue of this, the DXD part where Battle Games in Middle Earth. But it's a huge thing because we changed games to streams. Think about it; it's funny. It is pretty mental. Not unlike ourselves, we're famously crazy. We don't play by society's rules. But yeah, we hang out together. We have a look through this. We see what the state of the game was. We look at the terrain tutorials. We look at the painting tutorials, the scenarios, and kind of just have some fun. And we hang out. And the primary point, if you will, the manifesto, the ethos, if you will, of Battle Streams in Middle Earth is to help you
clear the old.
You got to clear that backlog.
bread.
And yeah, the point is that you just come together, chill out for a bit, and get away from the worries of the world, and just have some fun painting for the love of it. So the point is, you just help to clear something from your backlog, not because you want it or need it, but because you it's fun to paint. And Steve, how do our wonderful community evolve?
Fill in, mate. Fill in.
Okay. Well, what Steve does is that just before 8:30, every
nobody's
single
told
stream,
me. Nobody messaged me.
I bet there's messages in the chat. Steve puts up a thread, and it's in the Great British Hobbit League Facebook group, and it's cool. And
yeah, but don't look yet.
No, we don't look now because they're listening to me. Obviously, they won't look now. There's no need to look now, but it is up. There'll be a thread that will be posted by Stephen Crow, and it will say something like, "This is the whip thread."
It'll say something like this: "It isn't late."
It's definitely not late, and he would have written that before now, so he would have known it wasn't going to be late, which is why he wrote that, because he's not doing it now.
I've just checked and it's up.
Good, yeah. Well, as we knew,
it's coming through. It's definitely up.
Is it? Up. It is up.
Let me check. It's in the right group. It's in the right group.
You can get the damn post up on time. There's a theme every week, and it's normally driven by the models that came through this magazine. And you wouldn't believe it. What week is it this week, Steve?
59, 58, 78. Denethor week.
Better. What an exciting selection of numbers.
You have just had a little teensy insight into what goes on in my head on a daily basis.
Your numbers, hope for the best. It's Denethor week.
Yay!
Issue 57. So if you were collecting this, we're over 2 years in, and you finally get a Denethor model, which is kind of cool.
Tomato eater.
Absolutely. And it's Denethor week, and so the idea is that we all hang out together and paint Denethors. Now, we have records. In our last stream, we broke our record. We had I think it was 46 people painting Gothmog. We don't expect Denethor to break it. Who knows? He might turn things around. But we don't expect him to break it. There are only 2 Denethor models, but if you do want to get involved, grab a Denethor. Go now. Head to your backlog, find that old dusty Denethor, and get some paint on him. And we'll all hang out and paint Denethors, chatting about Denethor. And Steve, if they are painting Denethor, or if they're not painting Denethor, how can they get involved?
Just 1 minute. So, what they can do is head over to the Great British Hobbit League and have a look at the thread. They might struggle to find it because it's been there for about an hour.
A long time.
But if they find a thread that says this is the whip thread, it isn't late, with a link to this very stream, it's going to be like a weird sort of matrixy thing, because there's going to be a link to the stream that you're watching. So if you click it, it's going to be, universes are going to explode. Anyway, I digress. Whatever you're working on, post a image of it with your image capturing device and post it into that thread, and we'll have a look at it later on. If as we expect 47 of you to be on theme with Denethors, that is super fantastic. And you will be entered into a draw to win, Damien. What can they win?
Oh, what can they win? Well, let me just pop over to the dice tray.
Come on, Damien, get with it. You're so unorganised.
I am unorganised. That's absolutely a perfectly fair thing to say about me, given what you've been through. I can win. I can win this bad boy.
What, a gaming board?
This old thing.
Oh, that old thing.
This old thing. Oh yeah, you can win a black Battle Streams in Middle-earth dice, which, as you can see, not only doesn't roll 6s, but stops other dice from being 6s.
Yeah.
Such is its power. This is indeed the black Battle Streams Middle-earth dice, which is only available through winning one of our draws. So someone tonight will win this very black Battle Streams of Middle-earth dice. But yeah. We hope you enjoy. I don't know quite when to, when do we talk about the other stuff really?
I mean,
I feel like this needs to be. We're on Zoom. I'm not sure if you're seeing the same thing, but we need this over a bit.
There, stop. Go back.
Is that better?
Go back. Start. That's central now.
Lovely.
But don't actually worry about that. On Zoom now, can you see the whole board?
I can see more of it on Zoom than I can on YouTube.
Yeah. Don't worry about the YouTube bit because I'm gonna go to a screen. What I make that the whole screen.
Oh, okay, cool.
So that
Wicked.
people can see what's
All
going on.
right,
I'm
fair
actually
enough.
doing that live, sort of background technology stuff,
Sweet.
whilst messing around, but you guys just can't see it because
Cool.
that's the way it goes.
But yeah, as you can see, a bit of exciting stuff for you tonight. We're going to do one of our live bat reps.
Whoop whoop.
We've done. How many have we done? I can think of 3. I know we did the
Weathertop sewer.
Oh, Weathertop as well. I forgot about that.
Watcher.
Yeah. So, and then my other one was Wizard's Jewel. We did.
Wizard's Jewel.
That's 4. Have we played any more?
What about that Christmas one we did? Was it Christmas one for one of the Scourings with Harry and Michael? Was that Weathertop?
Yep, we did. We did that. It wasn't Christmas, was it? It was
it was Scouring.
It was like October, Halloween themed.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Same thing. Yeah.
It is very similar. Yeah.
You know the dance. You know the dance.
Here's your Halloween sack. What we have for Christmas dinner? Pumpkins, obviously. Yeah. Very, very similar.
Yeah, that's what.
But yeah, we're gonna do one tonight. We're gonna have a live game.
Yes, we are.
So we're gonna try out the scenarios. That's super exciting. As you can see, I've been a busy boy. Been making some stuff.
This was a shock to me. I wasn't even aware of this.
Well, I think we'll. I don't know quite how to jump into it, but I think when we blitz through the mag, we should talk about this really.
Yeah.
Rather than now. But yeah, there you go. So if whatever you're painting, get a picture of it over in the Great British Hobbit League.
That dead old stream, dead old thread.
Yep. And let us know what you're working on, and whoever is working on one of those Denethors, will get that dice. How cool is that?
It's super cool, mate. It's like the coolest thing ever.
I'm inclined to agree with you. Steve, we also want to hear about their snacks, don't we?
Well, they know about my snacks now, so I'm eating my dinner, so I've not had time to do anything. I've got a couple of beers that were left in here from last time, and are nice and cold because it's freezing in here. I've got a bottle of Coke, and I've got a Domino's cheeseburger pizza. What about yourself?
So I have got my cup of tea.
Yep, love it.
I've got a beer ready to go for the future.
Standard.
I've got 2 cupcakes.
Oh, greed. I mean, greed.
They're quite small.
For the sake of it.
It's a bit Gandalf, small glass of red wine. Honest. It was my daughter's birthday. Yesterday, actually. So we had these left over. And
I did post on Emma's post. How the hell is she 6? How quick does that go? Yeah, Emma, obviously, yeah. How quick does that go, though? It's mental, isn't it?
Bit crazy. I got a pot of grapes.
Love it.
Got to be healthy. We try and encourage people to be healthy.
Yeah, we've got to be healthy, mate. Yeah, healthy.
Particularly at our age.
Just like this, healthy.
So as ever, we want to hear from you guys as well. So I'm seeing your pictures. What are you working on model wise, but what are you working on snack wise? And I also want to joke because we have got a lot. There's a lot of sections. So I think this is going to be one of those streams where people complain that there was quite a lot of Lord of the Rings content in it. By the end of it, too much Lord of the Rings content. I'm sure we'll allow a tangent or two, but I just wanted to say in there, it is Denethor week, and I've got some deep dive stuff to go through, which will be good fun, hopefully as always. But I want you to tell me, not you. I mean, you can, Steve, if you want to kick things off. But I want the people to tell me what you think of Denethor. Normally we say when we get to that section, we say, "Let us know what Denethor." Just throughout the stream, we put in the chat what you think of him in the book, what you think of him in the film, and then the hope is by the time we get to the deep dive section, we'll actually have an idea of the zeitgeist of what people think of Denethor. That makes sense before we jump into him. So it is Denethor week. Let's try and get that chat kind of Denethor centric.
Yeah, so that's something for you to sort of do in the background. Like, I mean, as you said, there's loads of stuff to go through. And one thing I would like to say is because I've been having a look through the chat here, which I'm going to jump into. Don't worry, people. It is going a little bit crazy, which is super cool because you're all very excited. Lots of names of people that I hung out with this weekend, which we'll come to later on. And it looks like is there a couple. I think there might be a couple of new names in here, mate.
You'd love to see it. You'd love to see it.
One or two.
And this might be a particularly good one to do lots of Lord of the Rings content, because then it will trick them into thinking that's what normally happens.
Yeah. When in reality, what we do is we eat chocolate, get drunk, and make innuendos.
Yeah, innuendo. Can I, before we jump in, because I think the kiddies might have opinions on this as well. Can I have a discussion topic? Just because I don't think it'll fit in anywhere else. But this is super exciting. Have you seen? I don't know how busy you've been. Like, obviously, doing a lot of stuff for Skyrim, but that involves being on Facebook a lot, so you might have seen it. Have you seen that a guy is, I'm going to say allegedly at this stage, selling the Peter Jackson Hobbit? Have you seen this? How cool is this? So
it's very cool. How confident are you that it's legit?
Well, I will tell you how confident I am. Do you want to start? Are you? How are you?
I as my knowledge of it is that a post went up on Facebook. There was loads of things, and my first thing was, because he was getting a bit of stick, what I quickly read whilst at Skyrim. I thought, poor guy's put this on for sale, and he's getting slated. But then a few things have arose where it's a brand new profile page, and I'm also in some other groups for Lord of the Rings collectibles and things like that, and it's kind of popped up, and it's getting questioned in other groups as well. So I'm thinking, do people know something I don't? So I'm kind of on the fence with it, really. But what about you?
So the story goes that this is what we've known in Warhammer world for years. That back in, I think it's 2001 or 2003 or something, Games Workshop make two versions of a Peter Jackson Hobbit. It's like the Pippin model with Peter Jackson's head on it. They paint one up, and that's been in Warhammer world forever. And they say the other one was sent to Peter Jackson as a gift. And I don't think much more was ever said about it since then, until it arrives on the trade group.
Yeah.
And like you say, I'm in Lord of the Rings collectors as well, and it's popped up there in a green blister, a Fellowship of the Ring blister, a resin model called Peter Jackson Hobbit, with the guy saying, "This is that other model,
Peter's version."
Basically, yeah, Peter's version. He was given it by Peter Jackson, and he is now. It's not even him actually. It's saying that he's selling it for someone else. And is just trying to ascertain its value, essentially. And what I found really remarkable is how quick the world was to jump on and lynch him. Like an absolute, like you said, absolutely murder him with the most exciting internet keyboard warrior evidence, largely based around the fact it's resin. And their argument seems to be, when I bought models from Games Workshop 20 years ago, they were metal. Ergo, resin didn't exist. And this was like, and he's just got. There's just been loads and loads of. I think.
But weren't the main things done in resin first to make the casket? And hasn't he said in his group that in his post that he's got the bigger version of it as well?
Not the bigger version of that. He said he's got some 3-ups.
Oh right, okay.
And so on and so forth, right? So this sort of thing, and I just found the as ever the willingness for the internet to hate people just quite remarkable. You know, really, really almost upsetting or whatever. But equally, you know, I suppose we should be distrustful. You know, we should, or cautious, should I say, not distrustful. We should be cautious about these things. But then, as it turns out, this guy, the other guy whose model it actually is, comes on there onto the thread, or claims it is, or whatever. And he's the son of a Weta VFX designer. You can see his dad's names in the, obviously assuming he's not impersonating this person, which would be a really weird long con. Yeah. And that you can see his dad's name in the credits and of Peter Jackson movies since The Frighteners, and that the families were friends, and that a long time ago, I think he said when he was 12, Peter Jackson gave him this as a gift, essentially. And if you ask me, and this is not, I don't know, it seems perfectly legit. It seems perfectly, utterly.
There's no reason as of yet. But so you know a lot more than I do because you've looked into it. I've just been mega busy. But there seems no reason to disbelieve it. Then, if someone's come on and said X, Y, Z, until you've got proof that it's untrue. But it's like you say, the internet's the internet.
Yeah, so like,
it's a lovely place to hang out.
It's kind of interesting, and he's not trying to get money. Certainly, he's not saying, "Make me an offer and I'll sell it to you." He's literally trying to ascertain value and so on and so forth. And it's just I think it's real. I think it's legit. I think it
looks real, doesn't it?
Yeah, there's no reason it wouldn't. The resin thing's nonsense. It's like maybe they did make them in resin, maybe they didn't, but they certainly could have done. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not. It's certainly far from impossible. I think someone made the point that when they cast them in metal, don't they have to do it in a spin mold that makes 9 or something? So they'd have to throw away 7 or something, like that, which they wouldn't have done. An interesting tidbit about it was that he says there's 3 that supposedly Peter Jackson was actually sent one. Or certainly he claims that Peter Jackson was sent one
as a proof type
painted with a Balrog, and then he was sent this one basically the spare, which doesn't gel with Games Workshop story, but I find that a perfectly if someone was going to lie, they'd follow the Games Workshop story, right? I think it's more likely that just Games Workshop, when they wrote that little plaque, got the numbers wrong or whatever. But yeah, so it's out there. And on one of the groups, I can't remember if it's the trade group or the Lord of the Rings collectors group, or whatever, he's put that he's got an offer.
GW want it back, don't they?
Well, he didn't. I don't think.
Has anyone got the spending power?
Yeah. Guess how much? He's claiming
10 grand.
Exactly right.
10
grand.
10,000 quid.
He's saying he's had an offer of 10 grand. I think that might be dollars.
Yeah.
10 grand.
10 grand. 10 grand for a little Peter Jackson that you can't use in the game.
I was drunk. 10 grand, man. So there you go. It's kind of exciting. You can see it if you're interested. There's like a bunch of public posts on the Lord of the Rings trade groups. You can go and see 200 people saying, "You're a liar." And then some other people go, "You might not be a liar." Stuff, but classic internet angry. But yeah, I mean, it's just cool. It's just interesting seeing it. You know what I think the worst part of all of it is?
Go on.
Peter Jackson gave it away.
I was about to say that.
They go into Warhammer World, looking at it, they go, "Oh, that's really nice." Somewhere in Peter Jackson's house, he's got.
Well, we've got this vision that he holds it close to his heart, and it's in his collection of stuff from Weta. There's a little Peter Jackson, but I suppose if he's already got one painted,
and he gave it away before you ever read that plaque.
Yeah,
it's like in National Treasure when they get to not too many spoilers, but when they get to the what they think is the treasure room, and they go, "It's gone. It's still gone. Maybe it was even gone before." The message was written hundreds of years ago telling us it was here. It's kind of like, wow, damn you, Peter Jackson. But yeah, so interesting times. Anyone out there with 10 grand? Curious to make it? I bet Kev.
I think if it's legit and everything, fair play to him. If he's not using it, absolutely. And there's someone out there who really, really would love that and has got the disposable income to buy it.
Oh, quite.
Would I pay 10 grand for it? Nope.
No. I bet Kev is really relieved that he's sold up. He had everything. And imagine if that came up. People like,
that would keep him up at night. Yeah.
There we go. I thought that was a fun little topic. Let us know what you think. Am I hopelessly naive? Or could it be real? Could it be magic? Yeah.
Could be GW that have offered 10 grand for it.
Could be. I did see a post from Rob Alderman saying that they would be interested in having it back in their archive.
Yeah.
Not
short of a few bob, are they? GW.
No, but quite what? I don't know. How do you value it? I just don't know. Don't know what you do, right?
Yeah. Well, I suppose that's the mark. That's the line in the sand now, isn't it? 10 grand.
Yeah, assuming it's a legit offer though. Like, what if someone's offered him that and then pulls out?
We never pull out.
God, not that.
Sorry. Right, okay. Shall I jump in the chat and see who's in?
Yeah, see who's in.
I mean,
Well, I'll tell you what I'm doing.
We've been streaming since 8:30.
No, yes, I see. Yes, we have. Can I tell you what I'm doing?
Yeah, go on.
Because I won't be able to show you what I'm doing. By the time
I can see what you're doing.
What am I doing?
Wild Riders.
Yeah, but how?
Contrast.
Yeah. What are all the kids doing?
Don't know.
Flap chop.
Slap chop.
Flap chop. I am ticking the hell out of that try a new painting technique box on Hobby Bingo. I have my Wild Riders dry brushed grey and white.
Yeah.
And I'm at least starting with slap chop.
How you finding
Chucking some contrast on. How am I finding it? Well, I put the paints out in front of me earlier. The models were already there. I just looked down and there they are.
I love it. I love it. Oh, can I just say as well, if I do say what a lot, it's still, this is still, and I've got the earphone in so I can hear, but it's actually worse than it was last week. Which is fan-bloody-tastic. Right, let's do it. Anyway, Chinomo's in, Nick Gardner's in. Nick Gardner's not been in for a while, has he? Welcome, Nick. Scott Newman's in. Hey guys, woohoo! Wednesday stream, love it. He says. Matt Hudson's in. We'll be around a bit later once I finish work to catch the second half. Very nice. By the way, I think anyone who watches the stream regularly knows that we are both Manchester United fans and really dislike Manchester City, but I have to doff my cap to Haaland. When your manager takes you off to stop you scoring goals.
Yeah, it's a bit rancid, isn't it?
That is insane.
It was about 60 minutes. 60 minutes, wasn't it? Like, just one more. Let me have one more.
You can just picture Pep going, "Just let someone else have a go, mate. Come on, sit down. Sit down."
Did you see what he said about it today? Like Pep in the conference, he said that it would be. It was all very light-hearted, but he said if he did that at 22, it would be boring.
Oh yeah.
It'd be boring for him. So now he's got the rest of his career to try to score it.
Yeah, insane.
You know what else is happening though? You notice?
Go on.
It's not really the top three in the league, but I'll just like City scored 7, Liverpool scored 7.
Yeah,
got to be our turn soon. Got to be our turn soon, sure.
Were we not involved in that equation when we had 7 put past us?
Maybe,
was that not our?
Maybe you get involved in a 7 game.
Sean Clark's in. How you doing, Sean? Great to see you over the weekend, mate. Ashley Fisher's in. Good evening, everyone. I missed the last few, got caught up after the fact. Glad to be back again. Jakey is in. Evening all. Jakey, do we know you, Jakey? Jake? I'm trying to think of a Jake. Do we know a Jake?
Is it Jake Tyso?
Could be Jake Tyso. Let us know who you are, Jakey. Teenage Dirtbag's in. He says, "Hey all." Mark Fry is in. He says, "Good evening."
Mark Fry is in.
Mark Fry is in.
Can we give a special shout out to Mark Fry, because Mark Fry is going. I don't know quite if he's doing them in order, but he's going back through all of our old streams and rewatching them.
Is there?
He's commenting on the old streams, and he seems to be watching one every couple of days.
How do you get the time, Mark Fry?
Giving me a little nostalgia hit. So he's watching them when he paints. So cheers,
Very
Mark,
and
thanks for commenting. You are leaving comments faster than I can reply to them, but we do appreciate them.
Very, very cool. He says, didn't know there was a stream tonight until half an hour ago. No Denethor. All the bears have been drunk, but working on Orokai Warriors. Good man. Sean says, where's the whip thread? You're just not looking hard enough, Sean. It's there. Good evening, everyone, says Joe. Hajinda's in. Evening all. Hope everyone is well. And then some guy called Battle Streams in Middle Earth says 8:30 p.m. Hi all. Steve been briefly delayed. I think we'll be starting around 10-15 minutes. Sorry.
Must be a spam account of some sort.
It's a lie. Joe Monroe says evening all. Sam says, early start. Obviously, always. Because the Dragon says, arriving precisely when I mean to. Kate is in. She said, I thought that said Steve's been briefly deflated because I can't read. Great to see you guys.
Steve can read. Don't say that.
Just about, mate. Depends on my eyes. Start now, Damien, says Sean. We all know that we don't need hosts. Empty chairs are sufficient.
I have no start button.
Could be deep. Frederick's in. Mark says, a chance to say live how wonderful these streams are, and the rewatch value is something that helps me deal with the day-to-day grind that we all seem to be going through. Well, we're over the moon, Mark, that you're getting something from them. It really does. Nice. It's really nice to hear. Really nice to hear. Scott Newman says, totally agree, Mark. Matt Baker's in. He says, evening all. Joe says, currently in real danger of finishing my stream snap before the whip threads up. You just weren't looking hard enough. Sam says, take a preemptive photo, save the evidence. Frederick says, where's the whip thread? Katie says to Joe, that's efficient. Skull Munch says, classic Steve. Betty's posting on I Can, You Can Cook. I did post on that actually. And can we just all say in the chat, happy birthday to Skull Munch. It was his birthday. I think it was yesterday. Correct me if I'm wrong, Sean.
We've had a load of stream birthdays.
Birthdays, yeah, there was, wasn't it? It was a bit crazy at one stage. Matt Hudson says,
Dave Fredericks.
Dwalin, Dave. Who else?
Ian Whitehouse, are they?
Ian, yeah. He kept that quiet over the weekend. Matt Hudson has a stream snack in each hand. I'm probably going to nurse them slowly for a couple of hours. Frederick says, yes, you are late in capitals. He's shouting. Only 5 minutes late though, says Matt. Where's the whip thread? Says Frederick. Old school Chris C says, some of us have kids who were promised being able to watch the first half hour of the stream.
Not my fault.
It was my fault. Hands are up. Michael Curtis says, even though this might be the first time I finish a model before the stream even starts. Matt Hudson says, you and Joe are working on the same level. And Sam says, finish. I've done 2 colours and was proud of it. Jack Buckler says, evening everyone. Ruth's in. How you doing, Ruth? She waves. Wave, Damien.
Hi, Ruth.
Hawk Jacobson says, evening all, what a nice surprise on a school night. Won't be able to stick around for very long, but happy to be here for a bit. Sean says, is it episode 78 like the title or 79 like the photo? It's 79 like the photo. I was in a rush. I was stressed as I've been all week.
Episode 80 next time. 80.
I know.
80 streams.
Frederick says to Sean, it's called professionalism. We like to keep you guessing. It cannot be 80, he says, because of dragons.
It's good. It's Aowen. Cannot be 80. I like it, Ben.
Mark Greentree says, thought I'd quickly drop in to say hello before I get to bed, but the boys aren't even here yet. Have fun, I'll catch you on the next one. Well, when you watch this on catch up, have a nice sleep, brother. Dale says, evening all. Camille's in. He says, evening all. Looks like there is still time to feed my baby before stream starts. Great to have you and baby, obviously, Camille. Joe Kelly says, good afternoon from the States. Hope everyone is doing well today. We are, Joe. I hope you're doing well. It's jumped a little bit. And then, yeah, there's cheers and hoorays. Letting us know they hear us. Joe says, I've often wondered how long we would all stay here in the chat if Steve and Damien never showed up at all. We'll have to try that. We'll try that one night. See how long
say we're doing a stream and just get some popcorn in.
We'll run a little illegal betting system on it. Frederick says, sound is there. Good evening, guys. Says Josh Coles. Josh Coles? Have we had Josh Coles in before?
We've had Josh Coles in before.
Oh, sorry, Josh Coles. Frederick says, hear you. Dale says, we can see, we can hear. Joe Kelly says, sounds good. Kate says, you are live on the internet. Do not swear. We never swear. I mean, Damien's dropped a few F-bombs. But
I do not fucking swear.
Rude. Are we past the watershed? Just. Morgan Morris, evening everyone.
Sorry, Ruth.
Gary
swear.
George
it's not cool.
says, good morning all. Joe Holzman says, mukbang in Middle Earth. Chris says, sadly, yes, we can see you too.
Oh, which Chris is that?
Old school.
I'll put him on my list.
Yeah, put him on the list. Larry says, made it just in time, it seems. Great to see Larry at the weekend. Great to see Larry. Where's the whip thread, says Frederick. Eric Schultz says, been too long, greeting all. On the subject of Larry, Damien,
how long you got? Yeah.
Have you ever tasted hand sanitizer?
No.
Have you ever had the urge to drink?
Have I tasted? I feel like I might have. Do you know what I feel like I've done? I've had it on my hands and eaten something that tasted of hand sanitizer. I think I've done that.
Yeah. Have you ever been in work and thought, I could do with a glass of hand sanitizer?
No.
Yeah. That's what I thought. I thought I was the weird one. Where's the whip thread, says Frederick. Eric says, been too long. Greetings all. Welcome, brother. Ben Jury says, watching you eat is the only reason I'm here. I hope you enjoyed it, mate. There's more to come.
Such a disturbing comment.
Massive pizza. Matthew Allen's in. How you doing, Matthew? Great to see yourself at the weekend as well. Evening all. Hope everyone is well. Thanks again, Steve, for scarring. It was an awesome weekend. Thank you very much. But as I said, I'm just the idiot on a microphone. It's the people that make the event good, and I was very blessed to have a hall with over 100 absolute legends just hanging out and playing the game as it should be played. So thank you, Matthew. Pretty sure Larry has a cancelled stream spreadsheet, says Old School Chris, because of Dragon says pulling out is not safe. Sam says, wish I'd made scouring next year. Yes, I hold you to that, Sam. And Frederick says, what about solos? What about Mandalorians? Why have we gone to Star Wars?
What about, who said that?
Frederick.
What about solos? What about Mandalorians? It must be a pun.
What were we talking about?
Don't know. I'm not sure. That sounds like a Larry comment,
Yeah, but Frederick is throwing a spanner in the works. Joe Holzman says too, because of dragons, it's not actively dangerous, it's just unreliable. Frederick says, what about Kenobi's? Is Frederick watching the stream?
Star Wars series, isn't he? And Solo is a standalone.
Did we mention anything about a series?
No, I don't know. Is it about the model Denethor week? Like, is it Denethor? Did we say any Denethor? Would that link to it?
God knows. Sean says, with post-Scarring Blues, I need more SBG content. Yes, brother.
Well, here comes a few hours for you.
As soon as I got home on Sunday, it hit me. It was like, boom. Mental. Picks on a 4 up is in. He says, hello, guys. Hope the stream goes well. Cheers, brother. Eric says, every now and then there will be a Rogue One. Another Star Wars thing. But what about that drivel Rise of Skywalker?
Why are you talking about
Star Wars? Don't know.
Let's say anything like about the good Star Wars film, do we? Let's make some sort of joke about.
Not mentioned Star Wars, have we? I mean, hasn't someone actually made a real lightsaber this week? I've seen that on the interweb. Some company has made a real lightsaber.
What do you mean a real one?
A lightsaber that it's a saber of light.
Yeah, what do you mean a real one?
It goes.
Would it kill people?
I don't think it'll kill people.
Not a real one.
But yeah, they've done it. Rather than it be a fluorescent light in a tube that lights up, it's actually, like that. Right. Because the Dragon says, this just means an excuse to paint tonight with you folks and tomorrow with others. Joe Hosman says, this might be the earliest I've been disappointed by Madcam. You're in for a treat, when we get to the bat rep. You are in for a treat. Also, where's the whip thread? It's there. Joe Hosman says, I was rewatching episode 2. That's the one where we could hear your conversation before the stream started, but only Damien saw it.
Episode 2? Is it an episode gag?
Must be, yeah. Is it when you said rewatching all the episodes?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe that could be it. That could be it.
Yeah. Ian Whitehouse is in, the birthday boy as well. Welcome, Ian.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Joe Achilles says, after about 5 minutes, someone wrote in the chat, we can hear Damien. Good times. Oh, right, on episode 2. I get it. Harry Parkhill is in. He says, evening, gents. We'll be here for at least 45 minutes. So it's probably gone. Building Rivendell Warriors and Knights for my last Alliance force this evening. Good luck with it. It looks like it's very small, but it looks like you might have a new logo, Harry, which looks a bit snazzy. So nice work. Frederick Schultz says to Battle Games of Middle-earth, wow, is that Barry Snarkhill? It is. Katie says to Sean, me too. Hashtag me too. I mean, maybe I shouldn't steal that, but there we go. Frederick says, wow. Osman says, I read the mag at school today. Ben Jury says, book Denethor or movie Denethor?
And the answer to that question is yes.
Yes.
That's almost my point.
All the Denethor.
Either. Is there a difference?
all the Denethor.
Do you feel strongly about the difference? Why not tell us about it?
Yeah. Well, it's jumped, mate. It's jumped, you know. Oh, there's a lot of chat.
It's Basilicanum grey. Historically, it's thinner. I don't really use a lot of contrast. Is it thinner than other contrast? Or have I not shaken this as well as other contrast?
I don't know, mate. I've not painted a model in about 6 years.
I see people using contrast like all the time. I go, oh, that's cool. And then I do the same thing. It's like everything looks different.
I think it looks very different
when it
comes off your. I think it looks very different when it comes off your brush compared to how it dries as well.
What were you cackling about?
I wasn't cackling, mate. I would never cackle. Now is the hour we paint our Denethor, says Michael Curtis. Frederick says,
"Is that flash?
Is that what way?
Metal models? I swear to God."
Oh, you've not left a bit of flash on, have you?
Pulled a bit of flash off his ear.
Oh no.
Oh,
Frederick says, in inverted commas, entered into a draw to win Damien. Entered into a draw to win Damien. Out of inverted commas. To win what? Entered into a draw to win. Oh, because I said you can be entered into a draw to win Damien, and it was a prompt for you to speak.
You can't win me.
I don't normally remember stuff like that, but for some reason...
That's a good one. You did well. You did well.
Yeah. Chosman says, my 1-1 picked it up. Went, can I look at this? Who's this? How old is he? Is this Warhammer? Put it down and went straight back to his colouring before he gave me a chance to answer any questions.
Well, at least he showed an interest.
Yeah, true. Sean says, I need one of those dice they kept rolling 6s against me at the weekend. I must say that everybody, and there was a lot of BSIMers at Scouring this weekend, and most of them were saying that the BSIME dice were rolling exquisitively. Is that a word? Exquisitely?
No, exquisitely is a word.
Exquisitely, yeah. Let's go with it, man. Let's go with it.
Yeah,
they were rolling 6s all over the place, mate. They were rolling 6s all over the place.
Because they're good. They're really good. It's just they don't they get camera shy.
Yeah, camera shy. Frederick says, I do not condone selling or raffling human beings. Ian Whitehouse says, Thrain 1. Thrain 1. What's that to do with?
Is that what kind of one? Is it a number one or is it a
the word
WON?
No, that's 1.
What?
WON.
Yeah.
Is 1.
Right.
I said 1.
What? Do you think there's a difference in what you're saying?
1 and 1. There's a very big difference. There's a massive difference.
How has this taken 3 years? Which one's which?
So 1 is the number 1, and I won the race.
You know, all you're doing is saying the first one louder, right?
No, because I'm pronouncing 1 as in you won the race, as if it's got a U in it. 1 and 1.
Same. Same word.
Right, I'm moving on. Max Malice is in the chat, even though late as usual. How you doing, Max? Again, great to see you. Frederick says, first time BSIME in a while. Haven't even caught up with the last few streams. Yeah, you've been off colour though, haven't you, brother? So don't worry about it. Don't be tough on yourself. Michael Haskell says, I got to see one of the fabled black BSIME dice in the flesh at Scouring weekend just past. Stephen Ryan used one in our great game.
How many did he use?
His Isengard demolition team blew up my Witch King on Felby's. He used 1. He used 1, but I don't know if he won the game. Anyone with ears can see that's 2 different things.
I once won a 1.
So how do you say them then?
It's the same, 1 and 1.
No, mate.
I won 1 game.
No, because all right then. So say 1 on 1.
Say it.
Yeah, go on.
1 on 1.
And now say 1 on 1.
Sorry, just to confirm, the second time you want me to make up a new word to say, yeah? Is that what? 1 on 1. 1 on 1. Am I doing it?
I'm not talking to you no more. Anyway, Harry says. Katie says to Sean, they sound like defective BSIME dice to me.
Hang on. Are you saying that you would pronounce the two ones in one-on-one differently?
No. I was just saying I was telling you to say it the two different words in the one sentence, right? Replacing it with one instead of one, so that you could hear them next to each other. And
but the fact that would be a better example.
And the fact that you're saying
one
them
game
differently. Yeah. You with me?
I think I understand the word you're saying. I would hate anyone to think that I was in any way with you.
Harry says, sounds painful to Haskell. And Sean says, they were just a bit sus if you ask me. Talking about BSIME dice. That's how good they were. Jill says, first week back at work after 7 weeks off sick, so this is a well-needed midweek pick-me-up. Yes, it is. Frederick says, no Denethor for me, not buying Gondor until I actually need it, but Captain of Gondor will get a lance to show his quality. Very nice, very nice. I've eaten my pizza too quick and it's repeating me now. Sam says, no man can kill me. Wait, what are you doing? Sean says, solid 7 out of 10 for Denethor's tomato eating. And I think it's Dave. He says, first stream in a while, chaps. I have a big box of Maltesers to snack on from my birthday. It is Dave. Not doing Denethor, as other things are more pressing. It's great to have you in, Dave.
Yes, they are.
I hope you well.
Big birthday for Dave, you know.
Big
4-0.
He's not 4-0. Is it?
That's all I'm willing to say on it.
Yeah. Katie says, Chris said that Denny was a great father. For anyone who isn't down with the kids, I think Denny means Denethor. Then went on a rant about how much better Boromir is. Frederick says, Denethor, interested, twisted character. Film Denny. What is that the thing now? We call him Denny. Film Denny should have a little more. Should have been a little more like book Denny. And Larry says, seeing Rob's comment made it seem more believable. So this is the Peter Jackson.
Peter Jackson.
Eric says to Sean, harsh 7 out of 10, easily 8.0. Frederick says, he claims it came from Peter Jackson himself, and Rob Alderman says GW wants to buy it back. No idea if it's legit. Rob is GW. So Jolsman says, hey everyone, you know this thing that there's only ever 2 of. There's actually 3 of them, and I have a third. Any bids? Seems a bit fishy to me. Thanks for the subscribe, Mr. Harry Crew. Welcome. Because the Dragon says, yeah, GW Rob talking there made me think it was real, but we shall see. Either way, it's pretty cool. It is pretty cool. Larry says, Joe, I think you were saying it's Peter's one of the 2. And Eric says, Denethor, little tomatoes on Vine. It's jumped again. Flipping heck. Joe says to Larry, he said it was a spare they sent to Peter Jackson in case the one he had ever broke. Then slips in that he believes PJ's one did break.
He does.
Dave says, I had a 4-figure sum in mind, but he said he's looking for 5. Mind blown.
Dave's a collector as well, so...
I mean, Dave, just bloody make one.
He did, didn't he? He used to do that for some of the unreleased stuff for Kev when Kev didn't have some of the models. Dave just re-sculpted them from scratch.
Larry says, out of interest, if he or even PJ himself painted that on Pippin Week 2, would he got entered into draw? No, because it wasn't Pippin. I would not have allowed it. We'd have put our foot right down.
And we would have told him to never watch the stream again.
Yeah.
Go away.
Larry says, I missed that, Joe. I think that was about the broken one.
Yeah, he definitely said that happened, that it had broken.
Mr. Michael Haskell's in. How you doing, Michael? Great to see you. He says, I finished all the tomatoes in the house at lunch. Should have left a couple for this evening. Yes, you could. You could have been so on theme. Jolsman says, I'm not condoning people lynching him, especially without proof, but I'm also not going to believe it without proof. True that, true that. Larry says, so what you're saying is that GW in secret cast another PJ. I wonder how much cruelty, malice, and will to dominate all tabletop games they poured into it. Frederick says, if it's grey, could it just be a patina that's formed on the surface? Also, don't think it has to be spin cast if it's metal. That's just what they do for mass production. I was under the impression that that because I've seen a lot of pictures online of like the initial sculpts before they make the molds for the metal, and I've seen resin versions of the old models before.
Was that comment asking if it's metal or not?
Yes.
Is that what? Because it's definitely resin.
Yeah, saying is
I
it
think
grey?
I think
he's
confirmed it's resin.
Yeah. Rory Campbell says he already has a full scale bag end. Probably doesn't need a tiny Hobbit model. Chris says,
to be fair though, as much as we romanticize it, like you know what it's like. How much stuff do your kids bring home? You know, artwork, and every time it's like, this is amazing, and very, very quickly you realise you can't keep this.
Yeah.
You can't. You have to have some sort of system. We can't keep it all. Imagine how much stuff Peter Jackson gives.
Yeah, and I suppose that's the other thing as well. Like, it's important to us because we love SBG and we love Lord of the Rings. And like you say, he's probably got so much stuff, and he might look on his shelves and think, "What do I want to keep? That real Andril that was used in the movies, or this little plastic man?"
He's also probably got a full size version of himself as a Hobbit made of money or something.
Yeah, made of gold.
But anything, he's like, this one's not even painted. Like,
yeah,
amazing.
Yeah.
He does paint them. He paints them, or he certainly has. We got pictures from the early days of them like playing a game with him and him doing some paint. I think he did some. There's video online of him doing like sculpting with the Perry.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
He definitely likes it. He likes the game and he's friends with them. So he must. I do think he would have liked it, and I think it's just a very generous. I believe it. I think it's real. So I think it's just a very nice gift of him to a family friend.
Yeah.
What I choose to believe.
Like we say, I have no reason to disbelieve what this guy's saying, and if he's got to, then he doesn't need to, does he? If it's just going to be something that's sat there.
If I had the money, I would need a hell of a lot of convincing to buy it. Though.
Yeah.
I understand the caution.
Chris C says, speaking of Super Rare Lord of the Rings collectibles, has anyone else seen the one-off Magic the Gathering One Ring card they're printing? Literally, they're doing a serialized version of it, and it's one of one. I've not seen it.
Because they're doing magic cards for Lord of the Rings. I'm making one card for the One Ring and putting it somewhere in the world.
That's crazy.
Be one of them in the universe.
Can you imagine how much that's going to be worth?
About 10 grand.
More than that. They pay silly money just for bog standard magic cards.
Imagine getting it.
Yeah. It'd be like that. Did you see the guy who like in Walker's Crisp, they did the love heart shaped crisp if you find it, and the guy some guy ate it. So he was filming a TikTok video. He obviously I think someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but the impression I got was that this guy was unaware of this competition that Walker's were hosting, and he was filming a TikTok video that he just so happened to be eating a packet of Walker's Crisp in. And as he was talking, he took this crisp out, and he was like on the so he was not like this on the camera. He was just like, and I ate it, and like someone freeze framed it and said, "You've just ate a crisp that could have won you 10,000 quid."
How much? What?
Did that make sense?
Wait, that one makes a lot more sense than one. But...
Hey, he could have won 10,000 quid with that one crisp.
How many crisps of these crisps were there out there? Is this one crisp?
No, I don't think it was one. There'd have been a few, wouldn't there?
Well, I don't know. I know. My skepticism here is I know nothing about this competition, so I might rob it. Yeah. They're crisps.
I think it was to do with Valentine's Day or something.
But they're real crisps.
Yeah, but it was shaped like a heart.
Fake of love hearts.
Yeah.
Is there not some chance it would break in the packet?
Yeah, I know. Listen, it was a real competition.
And a man who is trying to make his fortune on TikTok happens to take one out and eat it. On camera.
Don't shoot the messenger. Yeah.
That's such a coincidence. I bet loads of people watch this video.
Google it, man. Google it. I tell you, it's out there. It's out there. It's in the big wide world.
I'm sure it is out
there. God, imagine if they pulled out. It'd be. So Joe says, God, imagine if they pulled out. It'd be the Mr. Blobby suit all over again.
What's the Mr. Blobby suit?
Yeah, I don't get the last bit.
No, Mr.
Imagine if they pulled out.
What happened?